All right, folks, from the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks. You're live with Lonzo, the godfather of West Coast hip hop. And I do this every Tuesday and Thursday, but each day I do it a different way, folks. Tuesday, my man Dusty Vision, we sit down and we talk about all things hip hop, and we just kick it about the basic game that folks need to know as you move forward in your life. Some of it hip hop related, some of it's not. But every once in a while, on Thursdays, I will interview people from the industry, but every once in a while, I'll interview somebody from the community. And I feel that people from the community need to get some shine because they are up close and personal with the folks in the community, helping and doing their part. And I think if more people see people doing things in the community, more people will want to do things in the community. That's just a philosophy of mine. I hope y'all get it. Today, this young lady was on my podcast, The Compton Chronicles, but it was such a good show. I'm gonna bring you on my Thursday night show. We're gonna go live with the city, let them hear what you got going on. Because the more people know what you have going on, the more people you can help, and the more people be willing to help you. My guest today is a young lady I watched grow up damn near. She was a grown woman when I met her, but she ain't the same woman I know right now. My guest today is a young lady, we call her Moma Boo. What's up with you, darling? How you feeling?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic, darling. I'm just sitting talking about you a little bit, but I ain't gonna say nothing behind your back. I ain't gonna say I won't say it in your face, okay?
Right.
I've been knowing Moma Boo for about 20 years. But the Moma Boo you see right now ain't the Moma Boo I knew back in the day. Moma Boo I met back in the day. She was a tough sister, and she said something the other day on the last podcast. You didn't speak to me half the time. Half the time, I was scared to speak to your ass. I didn't know what you were going to come out your mouth. You always look like you want to whip my ass for some reason. So I'm gonna leave that alone. And when I know I was safe, I speak. That's what that was about. How you doing, Don? Everything good?
I'm good.
You know, it's good to see a sister smiling, especially when I know one that's doing things in the community. Give them a background about your life. I mean, tell them where you came from and what made you do things that you're doing now.
Okay, well, most people that know a little bit about me know that I grew up in Athens Park area from the age of 6. My mom still actually lived in the South Bay Villa, which we call the APs. So I grew up mother on drugs. My father was in the penitentiary until I was about 11 years old. He got out the pen and he got murdered 6 months later. So from the age of 12, I mean, that's really when I really reflect on my life. I know that that's when my disruptive behaviors really started. And on top of that, I couldn't read and write up to par throughout high school, throughout school period. I couldn't read up to par. So once my dad died, I believe that since my mom didn't even talk to me. It's one thing I haven't never talked about. When that happened with me, she never talked to me on the, the level like, where your dad goes. It was never no intimate moment or nothing like that with me and my mom to see how do I feel about it. It would just carry on with your life. But mind you, this is the only person in my life up until that point that used to always tell me that he loved me. And then now he's gone. So I got very disruptive and, very violent in school. And I just went throughout school all the way like that and then started gangbanging about the age of 15, 16 and was from Athens Park and was out there on the streets like a boy.
I mean, putting in work the whole 9 yards, fighting, whatever.
Yeah. Whatever. Except for sexual activities, I was not a part. I was not on that bandwagon. And I love to say that because that's the actual fact. But yeah, everything else, I was with everything else. But looking back now and like I say, reflecting, I wasn't nothing but a scared little girl that was just angry and no one took the time to talk to me. Had somebody talk to me, supported me, and helped me through my academics, I probably wouldn't have been nearly as angry as I was.
You didn't have any aunties or uncles, anybody that could look out for you at that point, just you and your mom, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have an older brother, but he have a mental disability. I do have aunties and uncles as well, but I'm telling you, they was not in my life like that. And I know that my auntie may see this, but it's a fact. They wasn't in my life like that. I saw them every Sunday because we did go to church. But as far as in picking me up or talking to me or having time with me, no. And then my mother's mom didn't like me. and my father's mom didn't claim me. So I was really like this kid that was out there that really did not have no support. And my brother, like I say, have a mental disability. So he wasn't, mentally there with me. So it was me.
Now, you say you went to church every Sunday. Church didn't have no effect on your evolution, or did it, or what?
I mean, it did for me learning what it was that I learned, because I was in a choir and all that, but that was something that my mom did every Sunday, and every Wednesday took us to choir rehearsal and took us to church. But my thing about it, if you're talking about someone that always talk about God wants you to live like this and come home and do the total opposite, that's what I lived through. But church had a big impact because I was always one to get up and do the welcome or speak on a theme that my mom wrote and went over with me. But for the most part, it was really me. Like, I cannot stress that enough. I didn't have no uncles to run to. I didn't have no aunties to run to. I just had to bottle it all up and deal with it myself. Even with game banging, I don't have no uncles, no aunties, nobody from Anthony's Park. And so I was not one of them girls that was like, if something happened, it's like, oh, her daddy or her uncle gonna say something. No, my hood was gonna take up for me, but I didn't have that in-house safety blanket.
Okay. Wow, that's deep, babe. That's really deep.
I know I need to write a book.
You need to, you know what? I'm gonna tell you in front of all 13 people that's watching this show right now, and anybody that watches this show later on, people told me the same thing. Lonzo, you need to write a book. Lonzo, you need to write. The last thing Lonzo ever thought, Lonzo can read and write. Lonzo just don't like writing books, okay? And it wasn't until I wrote a book that I realized people look at you totally different. They take you serious now. It's not just a conversation. If you're really trying to make an impact and want to be respected, write a book. That's the ultimate calling card when you want to get something done. People respond to you differently once you write a book. So as an OG to a youngster, write a book, babe.
I started my book maybe a little over a year ago. The book was just so deep, and it's not really about me. It's just about like different things that people go through, trying to give like, moms and young girls a heads up about what I call bitchcraft. And it started to unlock.
Go ahead.
It started to unlock certain memories that I hadn't thought of in a long time, if ever. So I kind of got scared and kind of closed the book, was like, whoa, I never thought about that, or I didn't even remember that, like childhood trauma. And I'm like, wow, I never thought about that, like how I felt with not being able to talk to my mom about my dad passing. So I kind of closed the book, but I'm gonna reopen it.
Well, you know what? Wait a minute. I got to back up for a second. You just dropped a word that one of my cousins coined years ago, bitchcraft. Okay, I don't know where you got that from. I don't know when you ever heard it. But my cousin used to say that all the time. My cousin Joe, he was having some major issues with the courts and his baby's mamas and his kids' mamas, whatever the case may be. And he was saying it's like the women, and when they go to court, they like put a spell on the judge, and they do all this bitchy shit. And it's like they have it's like bitchcraft. And he had a book called Bitchcraft. He never put it out, but it was called Bitchcraft, and it was about some of the things that people, not only women, people do that are very bitchy. And he said, men can be bitches too. And that was his word, bitchcraft. And I have never heard anybody use that word till the day except for you.
That's what's up. So, I mean, I thought of that word years ago, just based on, I think like different stuff, like women that run to the bitter bitch building to go put child support on their baby dad. I think that type of stuff is bitchcraft.
And that's what he coined it at. The bitter bitch building.
Yeah. But don't get me wrong, some guys do need child support put on them. I think the scale is very less than what is really on child support. Some need to be on there. Majority are not. It's more of a woman in her feelings. Majority of the time, now, if anybody get offended, then you might be her. But most of the time, it's a woman in their feelings. And just because he's not doing whatever the case may be, they run to the bitter bitch building. When at the end of the day, you really shouldn't put them in your business. Should be adults enough to be able to, co-parent.
You know what? That is so funny. See, only a woman can say that and get away with it. If I say it, they're gonna cancel my ass off of Facebook and
Yeah.
YouTube. Okay, but
Yeah.
a woman can say that because you understand the motivation behind some of the things. Like you said, some brothers need to be down there at the Bitter Bitch building, but sometimes the power that the Bitter Bitch building gives a woman is so extreme. It puts it, it's like it almost cut a man's nuts off because
True.
I didn't do all that. I don't deserve all that. I mean, I hear guys. I mean, I've always while we talking about this, I've always had an opinion. Every man needs to take care of his kids, no doubt about it. But the way that the state and the county does it, based on your income and how sometimes guys, I tell the story all the time. Once upon a time I had a show on public access, and I did a show with a guy who was on child support. This guy was paying $2,500 a month, and he didn't have a job. They ordered him to pay $2,500 a month, and he didn't have a job. It was all based on the fact that he just got his doctor's degree. And they said, based on your potential for your income, we're going to charge you $2,500 a month. Now, this guy ain't working yet. I understand it if he was working, but to say you're basing his child support on his potential income is very unfair. Okay,
that's very unfair because they start that as of that date. So whatever time it takes for him to get a job is going to be child support on him monthly, and if you don't pay it, he can mess up license, and he ain't even got a job yet. Yeah,
he's schooled before he gets started. It makes no sense.
Yeah,
it makes no sense. And the next thing I've always felt that when you get a child, there's a mom gets money from a basketball player, somebody with a lot of money. We talk about hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. We know damn well it don't take no hundreds of grand a month to raise a child. Okay, so my theory was to put some of that money in a trust fund for the kid when they turn 18 or 21, whatever the judge and the parents decide. When this child turns 21 or 18, depending on what they do, they're going to college. It might be 21. If they ain't doing nothing, it might be 25. I don't know, but just make sure the kid give the mom some accountability because it is called child support. Okay.
Right.
And I've seen situations where guys were paying $3-4 grand a month in child support. Kid turned 18, ain't got no college money. Mama been balling for the last longest, but the kid ain't got no college money. Come on, man.
Right.
Come on. But it's a perfect crime. I could go on this forever. Anyway, darling.
Yeah, we ain't gonna do all that.
We may come back to that again later on. Tell me about what made you reevaluate your life and decide to stop gangbanging.
When I got pregnant with my daughter, as you know, her father, so I wasn't still living in the neighborhood. And that's one thing that I will say as far as my kids' dad, because all three of them, as you guys know, have the same father. One thing I will say good about him is that he actually took me out of my environment. And I did not have to worry about certain things that the common young woman like me with the same situation would have to worry about. So with that, I had time to reflect a little bit, just a little bit, because I was still immature and still not intelligent, as I would say, on different levels academically. And I started reading. I actually started reading to my daughter to teach me how to read, basically. So it was one of those things where I was out of the environment. On top of, I didn't want anything to happen to my baby. And I always had this thought in my mind that if something were to go down, then I probably wouldn't get hurt, my baby would. So that kind of scared me from a lot of different activities. Now, mind you, back then I was 1 foot still in gangbanging, 1 foot out. But I was fearful enough for my baby to not be around nearly as much and to start doing something with my life. Wow.
I mean, that's if you're going to get motivated, your child is a great motivation.
Yeah. Yes, she was.
So you had another child. Was that another motivation, or was that just
that was just added on to the motivation? So by then I had my medical assistant degree, and I started working for assisted living over in Beverly Hills, and I worked for elders with Alzheimer's and dementia for over 14 years. In the meantime, I went back to college and got my business degree. So yeah.
So you just went from being illiterate to being a degree holding sister.
Yeah.
Keep it 100. Okay.
Yeah.
That right there is a third round of applause right there. Now you didn't get. Well, who was kicking you in the ass for your motivation? Who was kicking you in the ass for motivation back then?
You know what? By the time Beyonce, and my daughter's name is Beyonce, y'all. Let me just say that. So by the time my daughter started going to kindergarten, first grade, second grade, it was like, okay, I got to help her with her homework. And then mind you, my baby was advanced. She's always been on honor roll and everything from elementary.
Okay.
So it was certain points where I say maybe she was in the third, fourth grade and I was having trouble with some of her work. So it's kind of like, come on now. So what I did is I started reading Donald Goines books. And that author was more where I liked that type of, stories were about prostitutes, pimps, hoes, all that stuff. So I started reading his books and I read all 15 of his books. Yes, I did. And I actually wrote the book about him as well. So I've read all his books, but that was just motivation just based on what I like to read and for me to read. Because if you would have told me when I was like 19, 20 to read out loud, I probably would have punched you in your face. Just out of fear of letting someone else know that I really can't read.
Wow. And and here's something that's crazy, babe. I remember one time I was dating a young girl, a young lady, pretty girl. And I didn't know she couldn't read. And we were doing an event one day and they gave us some cue cards to read and she was struggling and it broke my heart. I didn't know. I couldn't. Of course, she can read simple stuff, labels on the bottle, or whatever the case may be. She knows what the Coca-Cola and the Pepsi is and popcorn, but they gave her some two-syllable words. And I'm like, oh shit, can't read. Oh,
don't be doing her like that.
I felt bad. I felt sorry for her, and I felt bad. And eventually she got it together. But that's commendable. But sometimes you just don't know until somebody puts you on the spot.
Right.
Now you have a nonprofit. That's I've been watching you on YouTube and Facebook for a minute. Okay, I was like, what is she doing, Moma Boo? I think she's still gangbanging. Oh, wait a minute, she got a nonprofit. And I've been following you. I went back to some of your videos and I saw some stuff you did over at Cal State. Loyola Marymount College?
Yes. When I was on the radio with DJ E-Man.
Yeah, and I'm like, I got to give her a call because she's doing some good things. And I had to tell you I was proud of you because, like I said, you thought you wanted to kill me at one point in time. I thought you wanted to cut my throat.
Yeah, we had beef. We had like that undercover beef. We never argued with each other, but we had that beef. I was like, oh, I cannot stand that man.
And you showed on your face. I said, what did I do to her? Why? Man, even your boy was like, man, I don't know. She just don't care for your ass. All right, so I'm going to speak when I feel like
He knew because I used to tell him. Because I remember one time in particular, I came to the club. And remember, I told you in the last interview that when he was around, you would speak. When he wasn't,
I felt safe.
So I was at the door of the club trying to get upstairs to the boom boom room. And you came down, looked at me and everything. And I'm like, no, I'm Wooty Whoop's children's mom. And I'm like, I need to get up there and do like, nah, you can't. You walked down, looked at me, he said something, he pointed, and you looked at me, you went back upstairs. I was like, see, that's that shit right there. I can't stand that man right there.
I apologize. You know what? Here's the problem. Sometimes I get caught in the middle of stuff. Don't let my baby mama, she on one tonight. So sometimes.
Yeah, but I've never came up there to that club ever on one. I've never. Matter of fact, now let's put one out there. Remember the day you gave me them damn restraining order papers?
Oh yeah,
that baby daddy told you to give to me.
See, I'm trying to help you, and that's why I figured your ass didn't like my ass. I said, why you put me in your shit, man? Oh man, just give it to her. Come on, man. See, that was another thing. He had me in that shit, and I'm thinking when you come to the club, because you got to hear both sides of the story. I never talked to you.
But you know, I have never acted up in the club ever. Okay. And I came through there, popped up, or whatever it was, because that's the kid's grandpa club, or whatever the case may be. You there, and the kid's daddy is there. I may come through and just, look around, but I've never acted up at that club. Matter of fact, I've never even been like that.
No, you never have. Okay,
no.
But sometimes people, you know how she is. Okay, I'm gonna live it like that. So, in the effort to keep down confusion, I had to be the asshole, okay?
Yeah.
I had to be the bad guy. I do it good. I can beat that real good, okay? I'm a Gemini like somebody else I know on the screen. You know how we do. So Take a sip for me, damn it. Anyway, folks, we're live with Moma Boo right here on N.W.A. Stories with Lonzo. This young lady, we got a lot of history, but we don't even know each other. We got a lot of history, but we don't know each other. And that's really funny to both of us because I've been knowing her since she was 19 years old. Like I said, I know her kid's father. We grew up together, all the same neighborhood. The guy who ran the club is her kid's grandfather. And I got it on the other side of the situation. And sometimes you get on one side, you kind of lead with your homeboy because you got to lead with your homeboy. Okay?
Yeah, that's understandable. Now that we've talked and all that, so we kind of know different angles of it. But even with me looking back at it, it was understandable. Me being in it at the time and still being immature and not taking into perspective that you've been knowing him forever, I just got my feelings hurt and I felt some type of way. But it was nothing wrong with what you did because my homegirls would have did the same shit for me.
See, so thank you. All right, we good. Okay, we good. So in the meantime, folks, Moma Boo is doing some great things in the community, and I think that's what really got my attention. Watching her do her thing on Saturdays, right? Tell them what you do on Saturdays. Tell them about your nonprofit and what you do on Saturdays.
So every Saturday, my nonprofit is Live Your Life. Every Saturday, I have food where I give away food every Saturday between noon and about 3 p.m. And I'm actually located, between 130th and 132nd and Figueroa. So I'm telling you guys, come through, get your parents, these elders, the youngsters, some fruits and vegetables, as well as I have hygiene products on different days. And that's been ongoing since about March of this year, consistently every Saturday.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that, darling. What made you start doing that?
You know what? I started Live Your Life because I felt that it was a lot of young girls out there like me that don't have no one to actually pull their coattail and sit them down and talk to them and let them know that it's a different side of the life. You know what I mean? Like, so my thing is for me to be who I needed when I was young. So that's why I started my nonprofit, Live Your Life, to mentor and counsel teen girls at risk, which that is what I do as well. The food is what I actually post, but the counseling, I don't post that because I don't really want to put them out there like that on no level. But I actually have a program that's starting up this coming weekend where some of the cheerleaders from Anthony's Park, the LA Panthers, will be on my mentoring program, as well as I just got approved, thanks to Lonzo, would give me the plug. I just got approved where I'm able to hire different young adults from ages 18 to 24, and I believe the max out is 180 hours. It's kind of like a program. So I have two to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things going on.
So the program working out for you?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So I've already hired 2.
Okay.
So I'm looking to hire more, and I've been getting my phone been blowing up all day and yesterday. So yeah, I'm gonna have some more on board by the beginning of the week or midweek.
When you got a way to give people some money, you'd be surprised at how money would change people's attitudes about the streets. And if you put their ass to work, how attitudes are gonna change about hanging out. Okay, because once you got a job and you got something to do, if you care about it, you'll find hey man, I gotta go to bed, dude. I can't hang out with you. I gotta get money in the morning. Okay, and that's a sign of maturity. And when I heard about the program, it reminded me of a program that I was a part of as a kid. I was a part of the CETA program, same kind of thing. Okay, CETA program paid us during the summertime, only during the summer. And this program right here is a great program because they let you hire kids all year round. And 280 hours at $15 an hour, that's almost $4,500. Yeah. For a kid between the ages of 15, was it 15, 18?
Mine is 18 to 24.
18 to 24. Almost $5,000 working whatever time you can get it is a good money. And they have other programs that you can get for hiring people older also. So just stick with that and hang in there, and you'd be surprised at the kind of programs that's available. And that's something that's why I do my show, because I work with a lot of different organizations. And one of the biggest things I find out is there's a lot of money available for especially poor black people. And college money, you can go to Compton College, they're damn near pay you to go to Compton College, okay? Yeah. If you want to get an education, I'm on a Zoom call either tomorrow or Monday with some people from Compton College, and they want me to come in and help them figure out ways to get this money for different programs to these kids. You on the streets doing nothing, but I will give you a bus pass. I'll give you a book voucher. We'll give
Right.
you food vouchers. We'll give you whatever you need. If you don't have a place to stay, okay, we'll give you a place. We'll give you living vouchers if you come to Compton College and take X amount of units. Basically, you saying I'm gonna pay you to help yourself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pay you to help yourself.
It's a lot of programs out there, like the one that I was connected to. They will pay for your books. If you don't have a computer, they'll give you a laptop, as well as they will reimburse you for Uber rides to work. What else did she say? If you ride the bus, they'll pay for that, gas cards, all that. So it's a lot in it, but they need to come talk to me, and so I can put them on with it. Because what I'm not going to do is put all the information out there like that. It's like, if you really ready to work, then you will come on down.
Okay. Yeah. Show me something.
Exactly.
Show me.
Exactly.
I'm gonna give you everything. Just show me.
Don't have me regurgitate everything to make you feel like, oh, no, you should feel like, oh, anyway, if you don't have a job, period.
Right.
And you're in the age bracket.
And it's really sad when I'm gonna pass by sometimes. I remember when I used to pass by the liquor store in San Pedro in El Segundo. I see all them young brothers out there hanging out doing nothing. I said, that's a lot of manpower going to waste. And some people look at it as manpower going to waste like I do. Some people, that's a lot of bodies to fill up some jails with. It all depends on how you look at it. The same black brothers can have different values to different people, you know?
Yeah.
And that's just one of the things that the old man instilled in me a long time ago. Don't be too busy to help somebody, okay?
Right.
Did you get a chance to ever really kick it with him, Jeffy?
Yeah. Yes, I did. Jeff, oh my God, he was something else. I used to chill with him under the avocado tree all the time in the driveway, all the time. And he's like, come on over here, big.
Yeah, let me tell you who Jeffy is. Jeffy is the gentleman who owned the Eve After Dark. Okay.
Right.
He's about 6'4". If you didn't know him, you swear he was a mean dude. Okay. One of the nicest
Gemini too.
Gemini too. One of the nicest guys you want to meet, but he couldn't stand for people to take advantage of it. If you utilize his information, he would love you to death. He's like, I guess I get that from him. If I can give you something that you can utilize and make it good, that makes me feel good. Okay.
Right.
And when I walked into his office in 1979, the last thing I'd ever do. That's the last thing I ever thought I would do was stay there for 40 years. Okay.
Right.
I never thought when I walked in this office at 22 years old, scared to death. Him and my daddy both sit there and cut my deal. I didn't ask for the deal. My daddy volunteered that to me. Jeff, you ought to give my son a shot. This is the kind of guy. That's why I'm the way I am. Jeffy, you ought to give my son a shot. What do he do? He a DJ. He give out parties over the Alpine Village. You ought to give him a shot. If I give you a shot, you gonna fuck me? No, Mr. Jeffy, no. Well, if you fuck me, I'm gonna kick your ass. That's what he told me. I'm gonna kick your ass. And my daddy say, if he gotta kick your ass, I'm gonna kick your ass and make him for embarrassing me. Damn!
He gonna kick your ass, yeah.
And they sit there and they drink. You know, they both of them like, oh man, you know my daddy. They both like to drink. They sit there and drink. All right, you can start in a couple of weeks. And I'm like, huh? At 22 years old, I got a nightclub. My daddy told me then, he said, I can get you in, but I can't keep you in.
Yeah.
Okay? Understand what that means. I can get you in, but I can't keep you in.
You got to do the work.
You got to do the work. And many a day, I would go to pay that man his money, his rent money, and he wouldn't let me just give him an envelope and walk out. He'd be, sit down.
Sit down. Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you for a minute.
Let me talk to you for a minute. That's right. That minute turned into 45 minutes, turned into an hour. Sometimes turned into 3 hours. But I tell you what, the lessons that old man gave away, you couldn't pay for it at USC, UCLA, or no other school, okay?
No.
But the lessons that old man gave away, and that's why I do what I do. I try to do my best to emulate him and my dad, because them cats was the experience. You can't find experience. You can't find experience in no book.
Oh yeah, I used to always tell Bozy, go down there and talk to your grandpa. That's who you need to talk to.
Yes,
Instead of
sir.
talking to all these other little kids your age that's dumb like you, go sit down and go talk to your grandpa.
Yes, sir.
And he just look at me and go down there and be like, Grandpa mean. Your grandpa not mean. He on your head like a man's supposed to be. Like
Right.
your daddy should be.
I ain't in that. Anyway.
I know you're not, but I said what I said.
Hey, I know you got to say what you got to say. I ain't mad at
Yeah,
you
but
at all.
he was a good guy, good man. And
Yeah.
a lot of people were scared of him, but it was nothing to really be scared of once you get to know him if you wasn't on no bullshit. Now, if you was on some bullshit, keep it moving because he might knock you in the on top of your head.
He was a true Gemini, and like they say about Geminis have great bullshit detectors.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
If you full of shit, I know it. I see it coming long before you. You ain't got to say nothing. I feel it already. So that's just something he did. And if you came in with some real shit, he always. I remember sometimes I had to make the money for the rent. He would give me a pass. All right, goddamn it, I'm gonna let you have. Go on, do this right here, but in 2 weeks, come back and see me. And I didn't have a written contract until the last 2 years. I was there for 40 years. I did not have a written agreement with him until the last 2 years. But we had an insurance issue. I had to get a written lease to cover some insurance shit. But we never had a written lease. There was an understanding. Bring me my money on Monday, and every Monday I brought him his money.
Right.
So I'm a rest his soul, but he's one of them cats that I quote him and my daddy both like they still living because they taught me so much as a young man growing up that if I don't do what I'm doing right now, thank God for technology that allows me to have a platform to share with people like yourself. It ain't about me, it's about you. But it was something they gave me that I got to give back, and that's why we're here today. Because you give it back too. Anybody makes you can go get you a job, or you keep on being a nurse. Anybody say you got to give back?
I know, but it was something that was just weighing on my spirit. And at that point, I've been not working for nobody else. I've been working for myself over 6 years now. Okay. So, but it was something that was just weighing on my spirit. Like, let me help one or two needs. Okay. And I'll be okay. Because really the only thing I did as everybody see everything that I have going on right now, the ones that do follow me, within the last 3 years, I did a 180, completely turned apart from what I was doing. I didn't met some of the people I done seen on TV and has interviewed them on my YouTube channel. It's been a lot that I've accomplished within the last 2.5, 3 years. So if I had the tools to do it now with me clearing out my brain and, just being focused on what it is that Boo wants, if I can teach that to a young girl at 18, 19, 20 years old, shit, 14, then she ahead of the game. You know what I mean? Like my daughter was not able to game bang, of course, nothing like that. But 20 years later, from the day and the year that I graduated from Centennial, not being able to read and write, my daughter graduated on honor roll with a 3.6 GPA. So if I can do that for mine, then I can do it for someone else's. But some of them just need to be talked to. It'd be like the littlest shit that will really redirect their thinking.
You know what, man? You're absolutely correct. You're right. You're right. I do a lot of work with folks on the reentry tip, teaching podcasts and things like that. And some of these guys got caught up on some of the dumbest stuff. And one of the guys told me, said, man, you know what? I'm 25 years old. I have never talked to a man that never been to jail before. I said, what? He said, man, everybody I talked to was in and out of jail all the damn time. You're the first brother I ever talked to that didn't have a felony and wasn't in and out of jail. So when you stand on one side of the platform, I got a different perspective, and some guys got to talk to gangbangers. Some guys got to, because I can't relate to gang. I don't understand it. Okay, but if you're not a gangbanger and you want to talk, how did you get out? How did you avoid that stuff? I can tell you how to avoid it, but it's going to cost you. I mean, not money wise, but it's going to cost you some relationships. It's going to cost. Because I know you had to give up a lot of relationships. Did you lose a lot of friends when you decided you was going to stop gangbanging?
I don't think I lost any friends when I just became non-active. No, because every time I went around, I still got the same love. I just didn't place myself there as much by far anymore. I think I've lost a lot of friends doing what I'm doing now, trying to help my community. I think I've lost way more people with being positive and showing what I'm talking about and speaking things into existence. I think I've lost way more people within the last year than I've lost from anything that I've done.
Gangbanging friends or just people in general?
I say people in general.
Okay.
People in general, just people that live in my stories on social media and see what I'm doing and has known me from elementary or middle school or high school or adulthood and just watch and will not say anything to me. And I'm like, wow, that's strange. You know what I mean? Like everything that I'm doing, and people don't understand a nonprofit, when you first build your nonprofit, you're doing a lot of out of pocket expenses to get your nonprofit up and going. So for people to feel like I'm just doing this, I'm spending my money to bring food to the community for my community. No difference than when I was running for the neighborhood council. I needed my people to come out and vote, which they didn't do. But I'm doing this to be our voice in the community. I'm the voice of around here, what I'm thinking. So what y'all talking about and what I know that's going on, I can push the line for it, and they didn't vote for that. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do me regardless.
One of my friends on the line said, her name is Shay Moore, said, I would love to help her nonprofit, donate, etc. Okay.
Thank you.
You get love. You get love all over. You want to? Can you see the chat room over there?
No.
You can't see the. Are you on the phone?
No, and I don't even want to press no buttons, no nothing.
Okay, because you got some admirers on the. You got some admirers on the line. Delvin Knight says she is so beautiful. Okay. Hold on. Let me go to the chat room for a minute because I saw a few things that was interesting. You got my boy Marty Cozy said, "What's up, Uncle Lonzo?"
Hey y'all.
You got a lot of hearts. You got some salute Moma Boo from Dominique Mayweather. What else we got here? What up, everyone? Salute. She's so beautiful. My girl Shay, she's retired. She's a retired probation officer, I believe she said. Retired PO. I think that's probation officer. Yeah, she said she'd like to help you with your nonprofit. And yeah, it's you got a lot of love out here, baby. And we got a nice little crowd today. We got about 25 people on this live right now, and that's good, especially the Dodgers are on right now. We're actually down. The Dodgers are on, but I'm surprised we got this many people. But it's all good because we got Rashard Cobb. What up, everyone? Okay. Anyway, you also a biker. You got a bike. Yeah. You got a bike club. Talk to me.
Okay, so I have my own bike club, which I'm the founder of. No Anti-Venom, which is all a female bike club. And currently, I have 2 members. Thus far, it's the movement, but I haven't really been riding my bike like the last 2 years because I've been so focused on what it is I'm doing now with the interviews and with my nonprofit. But I just brought us back out. So yeah, I'm looking for female riders, independent riders, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, so what my plans is with my bike club, No Anti-Venom, is to merge my nonprofit with my bike club. Okay. So basically, it's a standard that they have to live by in their own real life to even be in my bike club. If you're not about positive and empowering other women, I don't want you.
I ain't mad at you.
Yeah. So it's a movement, and I am inviting, it don't matter what race, it don't matter where you live at, if you're local, if you're not local, but yeah, I have my own bike club. So that's one of the things that I have under my brand as well.
Okay. You have to have a certain kind of bike?
No.
So you can have a race
I'm not picky like that. I'm just more picky on the type of personalities and morals and ethics of the women.
Okay.
Because you cannot be dropping it like it's hot and twerking with my patch right above your butt. That's not going to work for me.
Wait. Come on, wait. Hold on. Back up. You're the first woman I ever heard say anything about twerking. Anything, not going to say negative, but had an issue with twerking. Talk to me.
I mean, I don't care for it. See? I mean, I'm not even going to get into it. but I
Please.
just really don't care for it because there are different tribes, like African tribes and different other cultures, that they actually dance like that. But
Right.
right now, it's so highlighted on social media and on TV, and it's really feeding these young girls that this is what it is, and that is not what it is. So you can't be twerking with my patch above your butt. You can't be doing that.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. Please take this. I love you. I've been saying this forever, but I'm by myself. I'm by myself. Okay, I'm an old man. I'm a grown ass man. So people are, oh, but you just old. No, there's some shit. We need to rethink about. We need to rethink,
Yeah,
dude. Some things,
yeah,
especially for our ladies,
yeah,
some things that you as a mama your daughter can't see you do. Your mama can't see you do certain things. Okay, you
yeah.
as a mama, you can't let your daughter see you do certain things, and that's something. I'm the mama. She live in my house. Yeah, but she gonna be
Yeah, but
whooping your
still, you know
ass.
what I mean? But still, because one thing I will say is my daughter is so much like me, it's scary.
Okay.
Just minus the gang banging, she's into sports, where she was into sports prior to going to the military.
Okay.
And the attitude, the quick wit, everything, she was just academics higher than where I was ever. But the attitude and everything is me. So it's like you cannot say that you don't want your daughter to do this, but you still doing that. That's just my personal opinion because they're watching. And one thing about the little girls is they're going to mimic their mom on a lot of levels. Little boys is not going to mimic their mom; they're going to mimic their dad. You
Right.
know what I mean? So it's just certain things I would not do because I don't feel it's appropriate.
All right. Now, how do you feel?
And then you wouldn't catch me nowhere twerking. I don't give a damn. You just not gonna catch that.
Now, as a grown woman, you say you're 40 now, right?
Yes.
Okay. I gotta ask you a question because I
Wait,
got my
wait a
big.
minute. Before you hold on to that, let me put my phone on the charger.
All
Sorry,
right.
y'all.
Do your thing, baby. Do your thing. We don't want to lose it. We don't want to lose it. We are live with Moma Boo, a young lady who I've been knowing for a long time, but I never knew her. Okay. And everybody got somebody like that in their life. People you think you know, I know her. No, you don't. People think they know me. They don't know me. But it's just amazing how you can see a person around forever and not really know what they're about until you see them doing something else with somebody else. So that's why we're here. Okay. Who was that? My girl, Shay Moore says, I love her, Lonzo. Okay.
Hey.
I'm looking at it right here on my screen. She says she loves you. Okay. Because you're saying
Thank you.
you're saying a lot of positive things that a lot of people think about, but because the culture, the council culture, you can't speak on something like the way your girl Lizzo dresses, okay? The way she carries herself. Now, I don't have a problem with Lizzo personally. I think she's very talented. I think she's a pretty girl. I think she might want to rethink some of her wardrobe sometime, but it's not because she's big that I think she needs to work on herself. But it's not healthy to carry that kind of weight around. And that's something that people will bullshit you. Oh, she's so pretty. She's good. She's beautiful. No, wait. She may be cute. She may be fine to some people. But you can't tell me that extra weight is healthy. That's not good. And anybody will tell you that carrying that kind of weight at that age is not healthy. If she had a heart attack or a stroke, no, y'all lied to her all this time. And I remember when she did her first thing at the forum, she had her butt out. Folks were talking about it, and they were trying to say, no, it's not a matter of fat shaming. What about health shaming? Is it such thing as health shaming somebody and to say, look, babe, you on your way to diabetes, high blood pressure, heart attacks. It kills black folks more than anybody. Okay, yeah. But we will co-sign somebody's bad habits just to be cool. That's some bullshit. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, my personal thoughts of things like that is anybody in that type of situation where the media is watching them and young girls is watching them. That's where my problem come in at, is with what are you teaching the youth? Because what it is one thing about it, majority of everybody that think they're a star don't ever hit stardom. So you're having them mimic you, but they fucking themselves off in the long run by mimicking you, and they'll never see what you have accomplished. But at the same time, since you have accomplished this, take your platform to be positive on. I mean, I understand that the whole movement right now is the women is doing what they want to do. That's beautiful. I believe in it. I love it. But what are you teaching these young girls? Because they don't have money like you. No different than I was looking, I was on social media and one of Cardi B was on. And her music was playing in the background. And her baby walked from wherever her baby walked from, and she turned it off. If it's not okay for your baby to listen to it, why would it be okay for our babies to listen to it? But this is the key. That's where parenting come in at. Because you can't fault Cardi B for making her money. But why are you letting your kids listen to this when she won't even let her baby say her lyrics? And that's her baby.
Now,
but people are running up them numbers, and as far as in views and watching it, to give her money to put her baby through a magnificent school and have nanny and all that, but your baby sitting here talking Cardi B slang. That's my issue with them not using their platform to empower young girls, because you have young girls out here that may be in college, want to be a lawyer or whatever the case may be, maybe didn't pass a bar exam and they feel down. Like, put that type of reality stuff on TV to let them see that if a door closed, keep going. They're not putting that. Everything is on TV is about ass, titties, money, gyrating, throwing drinks, and fighting each other. And that's not what we should be about. But people like me and other people like me, they won't highlight people like me, because I'm going to shit on all of it verbally.
You know what? My girl, Bobby Horsey says, exactly. Okay. And exactly. Here's what let me calm down.
Because, stop stuttering.
Because see, I don't really get stuttered. I mean, I only get like it till I get excited. Okay. Mm-hmm. When I get excited, I do stutter. Okay, that's something I had to learn. I had to calm down, because for you to be saying what you're saying and saying it from a woman's perspective, okay, is something I've been saying from a man's perspective for since she first came out. And I saw this same movement when they started focusing on drug dealers in movies and things of that nature, okay? Because now the drug life became a prerequisite to become a hip hop star. You got to sell dope, you got to put some work in, and then you go get your mixtape, and you get picked up by somebody, and you become a hip hop star. And so many of the big name cats have took that route. It became the route for a lot of guys, like you said, just like with the women. A lot of them didn't make it. Most of them don't make it.
Majority of them don't.
Majority of them don't make it, but you got your 50 Cents, you got your Eazy-E's, you got your Jay-Z's, who were successful drug dealers at one point in time, and they were able to convert their money into something legitimate. But like you said, most of the guys that try that same route, all they are is fuel for the system. They just fall right into the cracks. And for years, there was no way for females to follow in that same footstep, although there were women that sold drugs, but most of them didn't try to pursue it for a rap career. Now the strip game has become the new entry level towards a Cardi B type career, Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B type of career, ex-strippers that may be good. If her brother admitted to doing what Cardi B did, robbing folks and taking their money and drugging people, they get Bill Cosby. They get retroactively thrown in jail. But because of the female, she got away with that shit. And I thought that was the craziest shit in the world. How do you tell
Well, no, I have to disagree with you on that one, because males been doing all type of crafty shit to women for years. And as we're talking, I will put it in the entertainment business. As far as on that level, men have been using women and getting over, and they ain't in jail. Like you have rappers that came out and was fire, but because they wouldn't fuck with a nigga and fuck a man, then you don't hear about them no more. So no, niggas is crafty as fuck too. Females Cardi B is just really the only one that just came out and said something that she done to men in a strip club. Other than that, y'all been
Oh,
way above
oh,
us
oh,
with fucking over us.
hold on, hold on.
Woo, let's get that together.
My point was, if she, because she said it, she said it,
Mhm.
she said she did it. Unlike Bill Cosby did some fucked up shit. Okay, we're not debating that. What I'm saying is, if Lonzo said he did that to somebody, Lonzo could get retroactively canceled. Okay, they would go back
Immediately.
immediately. Okay, Lonzo would get retroactively canceled.
True.
But nothing happened to her. That's what I'm saying. If she told,
Okay.
I did this, I drug guys, I took their money, I robbed them, and it was like, more power to you, baby. No big deal. That was my point. Okay.
I'm still not trying to hear that one. Just because guys have said so much stuff in raps and lyrics
Oh,
and just behind the scenes or whatever that has been recorded of how they drug a female or whatever the case may be. So I know it's way more of that than just Cardi, because Cardi would be the only one that has actually said it.
okay. And
And it's guys
all
that
of
been
us.
saying this since the beginning of time, since people were living in tents and strippers was twisting around the poles in the tents.
All right, I'm gonna let you have that one. Bernadette Floyd, you talked to Bernadette today?
Yes.
Bernadette saw your post on my Facebook page. She called me last night. Lonzo,
Okay.
call me in the morning, bro. King, she called me King. Call me in the morning, King. I called her this morning, first thing this morning, and I tell her, what's up, Bernadette? Who is Moma Boo? I want to talk to her. Okay. Just like that.
That's
Who's
what's
Moma Boo?
up.
I want to talk to her. Okay. I think I can help her do some. I think I can help her get some money for her program. I'm like, what? Okay. So I gave her your number. You got her number. And did
Yes.
you guys have a chance to communicate yet?
Yeah, I texted with her earlier. Yeah. We're
Okay.
going to have a conversation tomorrow.
She's on the line right now. Okay.
Hey, lady.
And if she says, like she said, if it's corrupt, it sells. Okay.
Really? For real?
She says, I'm here for y'all. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here for y'all. The vibe is real. Okay. That's true. That's what you feeling right now, the real vibe, folks. That's why she came back. Usually, sometimes I put people on my Compton Chronicles for local stuff, but very seldom. You're the first person I ever brought back to my live show. Because
Hey.
everybody can't go live.
Everybody can't go live.
Everybody can't go live. I got to edit some folks. Everybody can't go live. When we talked last time, we had a conversation. You went live. Your kids over here, they was excited as hell because okay, they felt the energy. So you definitely qualified to go live. But I didn't realize you had as much experience doing interviews as you do.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
You were a co-host for a while.
Yeah, the co-host, but prior to that, I was interviewed on Street Gangs, so it's a lot of in detail from my childhood to, we'll say, 3 years ago that I spoke on Street Gangs, and I did a part two, has been going on the past 2 years since the first interview. That was done the beginning of this year. I've been on Kev Mac, been on a different few platforms actually telling my story.
When did you start doing your podcast?
My YouTube channel, Intimate Talk with Moma Boo. And you guys go check that out. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Moma Boo Boo, MOMABOOBOO. You'll be surprised at some of the people I've interviewed. I started that maybe a little over a year and a half ago.
Okay.
Almost 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So how long you've been active? You've been inactive out of the gang since your daughter was born. That means 20 years you've been out of the gang.
I wouldn't say since she was born. I kind of still, like I said, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I say maybe since about 24, 25 years old, when I was just really like, okay, it's doing too much. Still playing over here, fighting chicks, 3, 4 chicks at one time. Got 2 kids, just doing too much.
You got hands.
Huh?
You got hands like that.
I ain't gonna talk about it. Somebody else can talk about it to you.
Okay.
I ain't gotta talk about them.
I'd have been an up close person. I don't see no scars, no scratches, no nothing.
You know why? Because Jesus loved me. God's loved me. That's why. To be
If you
honest, I've
didn't,
never been to jail. I've never been shot. I've never been stabbed. I've never been raped. I've never been nothing. And I have done things that I should be in the penitentiary or the grave for. Facts. God has not let nothing happen to me. That's why I'm strong in who I am today. Is because he preserved me and saved me for something. Because I could have been gone. The shit that I was doing.
okay.
So yeah.
You got your one of your admirers over here. Hold on, baby. You got some admirers over here. Joe's D 7713. Yo gorgeous ass. I don't know. Yo gorgeous ass. I guess what that's mean. Yo gorgeous ass. Okay. Yeah. You people are subscribing to your channel. Tell them what your channel is again now.
The channel YouTube is Moma Boo, MOMABOOBOO.
If they want to donate to your organization, how they gonna do that? How can they do that?
They can Cash App Live Your Life, or they can go to my actual website at liveyourlife32.org.
Okay. Y'all remember that? She's good to go. Who said that? Okay, I am Stella. I don't have the whole name yet. She's good. She is good to go. Whatever that means. Watch his ass. All right, folks, you're live with Moma Boo with Lonzo here to Godfather West Coast Hip Hop. Moma Boo, reformed ex-gang banger. Now she's a community activist, making some good, solid moves here in the community. A lady I've been knowing for 20 years, and I did not know her for all those 20 years.
Right.
And we were familiar with each other. We knew that's Roscoe baby mama. That's Lonzo. He run the club. Okay.
Right.
Where you live? I don't know. What's her real name? I don't know.
Right.
I had to ask her real name the other day. Last time she came in week 4 last. I had to ask her real name. Okay.
Yeah.
What gang was you from? Somebody asked you, what gang were you from?
Anthony's Park, out of LA.
Anthony's Park. My boy said he's saying you are fine. Okay. All right. I see my boy from Skateland. What's up, Craig? Craig Schlesinger from Skateland, USA. The Skateland right next to Dudo's. I ran there for forever. And another good dude, always chiming in. Bobby Horsley says, whoop LA. Okay, I don't get that one, but I figured out because sometimes people be typing fast and they be leaving words out, and I be trying to read this shit verbatim, and it ain't working.
Right, you try to read it correctly. You got it slangish.
It's just slangish. We got about 3 minutes. See, you definitely got a good interview because you're doing a full hour. Okay.
All right now.
How long you been riding bikes? That's a good one. Monty K want to know how long you been riding bikes.
About 4 years now.
Okay. Are we gonna see you coming riding on the wheelie, going down the street on?
You know what? Once I get me another bike, I absolutely want to try doing a wheelie. I tried to learn how to do a wheelie prior to me getting my bike painted, but since I got my bike painted and I wasn't balling like that, so I didn't want to drop my bike and scratch up my paint job because then I have to get it all the way redone all over. Okay. But once I get me another bike, I'm gonna pull it up. And that's the stuff I just gotta do. I'm still a baby, y'all, at heart with certain things, like a tomboy baby at heart. I'm like, it just won't go away.
Now I'm gonna put something in the ear. 3 kids, you go on the bike doing about 40 miles an hour. What you gonna be thinking about? Hopefully everything gonna go right. I'm gonna make you feel guilty. I don't want you on the bike because you got so much to do. But damn sure if you're gonna be on the bike, keep both goddamn wheels on the fucking ground. That's my
Gotta live a little. That's the only reason that I haven't got a Harley yet, is because I don't feel that mature that I want to do that. What I still want to do is actually slice through traffic. I mean, the fastest I've been, my top speed, honestly, no bull crap, was 156.
156.
Yep, 156.
Where are you headed to?
The guys at a bike club I used to be with, we was coming from LA, going down to 110, going toward the 91, and they started racing. I was the only girl with the club at the time, and they started racing. I started racing. By the time I looked down, I was going 156, and that's when I thought to myself, let me slow down because Facebook is not gonna say pray for Moma Boo. Moma Boo gone. if something happened right now.
Right.
So the fact that I go now is like 1:30.
You know, I love bikes. I used to ride bikes back in the day. I would love to
Mm-hmm.
have one. I was going to buy a bike when my son was born. I had the money, everything, and I said I'm gonna buy me a convertible Cadillac. I bought me a convertible Cadillac instead of the bike. Because my son always wanted to roll with me everywhere I go. Dad, can I go? Can I go? Can I go? Can I go? And I know damn well if he was on the back of that bike and something happened to him, I wouldn't feel right. So I would have bought me a convertible
Yeah.
Cadillac. So that's how I get my vitamin D on my skull. Okay. To my
Okay.
convertible Cadillac.
Well, my thing is I understand that because I really don't like Bozy riding, and Bozy do tricks on the little dirt bikes and stuff. He's doing all different types of stuff. But my thing is I don't want him not to be him. I don't want him to not live out what he want to live out. But I do be feeling some type of way, like, hold up, like, dude, you be doing too much. What have you hurt yourself? But I mean, I don't know.
If
I
he
don't know.
see
I
you
just
doing
tell people
Willie,
to do it the right way as far as in get your license. I say go through the class to get your license, to properly learn how to ride the bike, and always ride your ride. Don't never ride nobody else's ride. People get to going crazy and doing what they doing, playing in traffic. If you don't feel like doing that, don't do it.
I ain't mad at you.
Period. Ride your own ride.
With that being said, baby, we are officially at 1 hour, and I try to wrap it up at an hour with all my guests. Anything you want to say before you go?
Only thing I want to say to everybody that if I could learn how to read and get myself through college, you guys can too, or your neighbor can, and start empowering each other. Stop being so negative, not wanting to share certain simple little things on social media. It may not be you that need what someone is putting out there. It may be somebody else on your friends list that may need that. Stop being so selfish and move forward.
All right. With that being said, folks, Moma Boo, thank you very much for the interview, darling. And we will holler later. We good. We out of here. All right, folks. This is Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop. And like I say every time before I come, before I go, folks, from the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks. From Eve After Dark to concerts in the park, you are live with the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop. Y'all be good now. Peace.